On February 20th, Niall Ferguson quoted President George H.W. Bush's statement in 1990 after Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait. Quote, quoting Bush, "This will not stand." You then added, "Future history students will be asked why." This stopped being the reaction of a Republican president to the invasion of a sovereign state by a dictator. Whereupon, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, put up a tweet replying to you. I am quoting the Vice President. "This is moralistic garbage. It is ahistorical nonsense to attack as appeasement every acknowledgement of the realities of the conflict."
We had a very good debate, and I have to say that I think it's quite impressive that the Vice President of the United States should want to get into a public debate about something as fundamental as US policy towards Ukraine and Russia. And if one follows through the exchange that followed, it became...
Which ended up at a couple thousand words between... You put up a long post, he replied.
Right. I think we ended, as I put it somewhere, a little bit like two men who'd had a fight outside a pub, shaking hands, going inside and having a drink. I said, good, because he said, we're not making concessions to Russia. I'm just on the outside. He's on the inside, making US foreign policy. And I think one has to give President Trump and Vice President Vance the benefit of the doubt. It is not easy to end a war. I said many times over the last 3 years, it's easier to start this kind of thing than to end it. And therefore, you have to first acknowledge a couple of things that they've achieved. First of all, they're much closer to bringing an end to the war than their predecessors ever got. The Biden-Harris administration committed themselves in an open-ended way to a strategy that always seemed to me unlikely to succeed, a strategy of Ukrainian victory. It is not likely that Ukraine is going to win this war, and it never was. After late 2022, that was the moment when the Ukrainians had the upper hand. The probability of a Ukrainian victory declined rapidly, as it was bound to. They're very unequally matched. Russia's much, much larger.